Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast where we pay tribute to the longest-running WWE 24/7 champion of all time, R-Truth. It is lost in the Midcard. Welcome. It feels good to say welcome to the AEW pay-per-view preview special. The first time we get to say that in the history of AEW, as Double or Nothing is finally here. It's this Saturday. We are going to preview, run down the card, give you our predictions and all that fun stuff at the end of the show. And at the beginning of the show, we got lots of news. Of course, the big news broke of television and lots of other things for Double or Nothing. So we've got a lot of AEW to talk about. We've got Money in the Bank to talk about as well and the fallout from that. And a lot of headlines, a lot of news breaking out this week as well. So let's get right to it. First, thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes, Spotify, and any of your favorite podcasting apps. All you got to do is search for Lost the Midcard, hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way. Typically every Wednesday, but this week we are doing it for Thursday, so that's why it's always best to subscribe. That way you know when that new episode drops. You can also subscribe on the YouTube. The links to everything are on our Facebook page. You go to facebook.com/LostInTheMidcard, or you can go to the Twitter at LITMC Podcast. We also share a lot of the great tweets from the wrestling world there, so give us a follow there. I'm your host, Jeremy Bennett. You can find me on the Twitter at JBHuskers. As always, my co-host, he is on the Twitter at Raw of Showtime. It is Mr. Matt Black. Matt, how you doing?
I'm all right, I guess. It's been an interesting week in wrestling, and it's only going to get more interesting by the time the week ends. So let's get into it.
We got 2 weekends in a row of some good old fashioned wrestling that we're going to enjoy. So I can't wait. Our other co-host, he's on the Twitter at No One Like D. It is Darryl Bullock. Darryl, how you doing?
I can't complain. Double or Nothing this Sunday. Brock Lesnar is still a bitch, and yeah, I'm good. Other than that,
I can't remember the last time I've given $50 to a wrestling pay-per-view. It's been a long fucking time, but I'm gonna do it on Saturday, and we're gonna have a good time.
I can think the last time I did it. It was WrestleMania when everyone was in the teens.
Yeah. Well, the big news we're gonna talk about before we even get into into the road to Double or Nothing or being the Elite. Or some SU training. The big news that happened May 15th, a week ago. Basically, a day, the day our podcast came out, but it was the day after we recorded. And it's official. AEW is going to be coming to TNT. TNT is going to be having wrestling once again. They announced it at the upfronts here in Atlanta, and or was it? I don't know if the upfronts were in Atlanta, but Warner Media was.
The upfronts were at Madison Square Garden,
New York. Okay, Warner Media announced it, partnering with All Elite Wrestling, and they will be airing weekly this year on Tuesdays, and of course that's going to be called Tuesday Night Dynamite, unless something's really drastically changed there, and so it's official. Guys, TNT, that's a pretty hefty home, isn't it?
Yes, it's where the big boys play.
But at the same token, it's not really a surprise because we've been talking about TNT as being the destination for AEW as far back as January.
Yeah.
On this show. So, I mean, we talked about maybe doing a bonus show this week, but let's face it, there really wasn't a whole lot of groundbreaking information that came out last week that we hadn't already covered.
Yeah. And the official website is now out there, allelitewrestling.com. So if someone squatted on that, they probably got paid a nice penny. But the big news, the big news that happened May 15th, a week ago. Basically, a day, the actually the day our podcast came out, but it was the day after we recorded. And it's official. AEW is going to be coming to TNT. TNT is going to be having wrestling once again. And as we said late in the show last week, Earl Hebner has been hired on as a referee, as well as Aubrey Edwards. The AEW website lists Jim Ross, Alex Marvez, Conrad Thompson, and Excalibur as the broadcast team. So,
Conrad's no longer listed on there.
Okay, they took him off. All right.
Yeah.
They then announced that AEW, after the announcement with TNT, they did announce that AEW will be on cable providers, the Sling app, and it's going to be on Bleacher Report Live for $49.99. We talked about that price, guys. You still think it's kind of a hefty price for nowadays, don't you think? But
yeah, I mean, the only reason I think it is what it is, I mean, barring it being the first pay-per-view of this company, you got to look at it as well as like most the big wrestling companies such as New Japan or Ring of Honor or WWE have their own streaming service. So it's like, what can you do for the moment? Unless they come out with AEW, the app, or whatever its own streaming service in like the next year or so, I mean, it's going to be what it is. I mean, I honestly don't
I think it's
pay.
something. I think it's something they really need to do sooner rather than later.
I mean, you're absolutely correct. I mean, I just think that's what the situation is at hand, and I think, you know, creating those type of apps with those type of streaming services, I mean, it costs money. I mean, you just got to see what you can do with it.
do you think $50 is just the first one, and maybe it's going to get cheaper from here on out?
I think eventually it will, and I think that it's either going to be that or they're just not going to hold as many pay-per-views as often as, you know, the other companies.
Well, I mean, if they're going to still,
spread it out
even if they're going to do it every other month, it's still going to be hard to ask the wrestling public to give them $50 every 2 months. So,
you're right, but let me look at it this year. You got Double or Nothing. Fight for the Fallen is in July?
Yeah, and then
And
All
I
Out's
think it's June.
Is it June? Yeah, and then you got
Could be July.
I think it's July. I think
I think it's July.
sometime.
and then 2 months later is All Out.
And then All Out, right? So it's
Every 2
pretty
months.
Spread out. It's pretty spread out.
Well,
So,
it's
I
every
mean,
2 months. It's still every 2 months. So
Yeah, I mean, save your allowance, kids.
I just don't know.
My biggest issue coming from this is the streaming pay-per-view should be cheaper than the cable company pay-per-view. It's one thing to be charging $50 on Verizon or Comcast or Cox or whatever.
Yeah.
But to be charging $50 on Bleacher Report Live, I think that's a huge mistake.
Absolutely.
Because they're not getting none of their profits are getting cut on Bleacher Report Live. Yes, you have to do a revenue share with the cable company, which is why pay-per-views are as high as they are.
Yeah.
But when you're talking a streaming service, especially a streaming service that could most likely crash this Saturday night,
Yeah.
and you're charging people $50 a pop for that, that's a big mistake. It's a very big mistake.
But you got two streaming service though, bro.
Look, I ordered it on my cable box for a reason.
Well, you got two streaming services, and remember when Ring of Honor did what is that I went to that you guys said it crashed? What did Ring of Honor have? Was it Mania in New Orleans weekend? I can't think of what it was, but
Super Card of Honor.
Yeah, Super Card of Honor, because it crashed because you only had one service. They have several different outlets to do it on.
Yeah, and like for example, if you're in Canada, Double or Nothing's on Fight TV for the equivalent of like $16 to $19 US.
I'm pretty sure Bleacher Report Live's still in Canada.
Fight. You can get.
I think Fight is only covering every part of the world that's not North America and Europe.
Oh, I got some friends in Canada that said they've seen it and seen the prices. So
they might have VPN'd it.
Maybe that could have.
But as far as my understanding, Canada falls under the Bleacher Report Live.
Okay.
So you want a VPN that you're in fucking Japan, yeah, you can go on the Fight app with a VPN and freaking and get it at a discounted rate. If you want to jump through those hoops. But the average fan, doesn't have the time to be doing that bullshit.
Yeah. John McMullen of TSN is reporting that TNT will be covering the production costs of the AEW Weekly series, and the series will fall under the entertainment banner for Warner Media, but presented as sports property, and that currently no rights fees. There are no rights fees, but the two sides will share an ad revenue, with AEW getting a good deal in that regard. McMullen pointed out that the deal of this nature is unprecedented for a startup, and that it took WWE 35 years before they hit that level of money to make that sort of money off of TV rights. Vince.
Oh, how the times have changed.
I'd credit getting it done to Tony Khan's relationship with Warner Media. Dave Scheer and I talked a lot about the opportunity that AEW is here today on the We Don't Need No Stinking Name show. According to Mike Johnson, the PW Insider discussed a lot about what they expected based on the announcement and hit many of those same points that John McMullen did in the TSN article. So a lot of those AEW haters, WWE jock riders were trying to say, oh, they're going to have to pay TNT to get on. No, they're actually going to be making money off ad revenue. And funny enough, they got the TV deal that Vince took 35 years to get. So
shit, TNT ain't showing shit else and haven't showed shit else since Nitro went off the air.
Well,
TNT is also paying for all production costs.
Yeah,
right. So
which is a big deal.
TNT's got
production ain't fucking cheap.
TNT.
Well, think about this.
TNT's got some great series though, but yeah, sports wise outside the NBA, yeah, they're.
Think about it. You even look at USA. Like USA has Monday Night Raw, Miz and Mrs. SmackDown.
They've got a lot of good shows too. Like
they do, but think about it. The majority of their revenue comes from WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also keep in mind, even without professional wrestling, TNT only finished 2 spots behind USA last year in the Cable Wars. Yeah.
So you got to remember.
So just 2 spots, and that was when USA had Raw and SmackDown. USA will lose SmackDown this year. There's a very good chance that TNT in the year 2020 could leapfrog USA.
Well, think about it. What does TNT have on Thursday nights for about 82 weeks out of the year? I mean, I'm sorry, not 82 weeks, but maybe like 20 weeks out of the year. That wins an Emmy, terrible.
Hey man, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, so I mean that's why they were up there like that, because inside the NBA, and the NBA does a lot for TNT, and to combine with AEW, if AEW progresses and supersedes WWE, USA is in trouble.
And look. Just because we don't watch them, let's not pretend like TNT doesn't have a bunch of shows that people watch.
Yeah, they have a ton.
It's actually a very highly rated cable channel.
Yeah.
Just because we don't watch the shows that are on there doesn't mean that they're not popular to other people.
They're popular to old folks in Florida who are retired already.
I don't know.
Excuse for everything, don't you?
I think Animal Kingdom is not really looking to get the old people demographic. If you've ever seen that show. Off the card is Pac versus Adam Page. A lot of people were trying to paint Pac as the villain here, which is not the case. Matt has a good explanation, but it was circumstances that were out of AEW's control. They were forced to change the card. Neville will not be traveling to Las Vegas this weekend. They sent Page to England to wrestle, which there's a 20-minute match on the All Elite Wrestling channel. I have yet to watch it, but have you gentlemen watched that match yet?
I sure have.
Yep.
Good shit.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, on Being the Elite, they show they show Hangman making a surprise entrance, and that the pop that he got was fucking nice. That was great. Yeah, so I mean, Matt, the Neville's not the villain, or Pac's not the villain here, is he?
Well, it depends on who you ask. I've heard different things from different people. I've heard it's a visa issue, and they're trying to cover it up. Can't back it up. I've heard this is a Dragon Gate issue where they don't want their champion to lose in another company until he drops the title with them. Can't back it up.
I think that's the more likely of the two.
But I mean, there's so many different explanations out there.
Yeah.
The truth lies somewhere in the middle. So we don't know 100% sure why this happened and why it's going to happen, and we might not ever know.
Ain't no fucking visa issue, dude. Like, you had plenty of months to file your visa. It doesn't take that long. It takes 3 months.
Dude, you say that, but he was supposed to be at WrestleCon WrestleMania weekend, and they had to cancel him because of the visa issue.
That I did not know.
Yep, go back and check it out, brother. So, that was April.
Yeah.
That was a month ago.
Yeah.
And they had to can him out. So,
yeah, it's hard telling.
Yeah, I mean, I would not be the slightest bit surprised that they're trying to cover up the fact that this is a visa issue, because AEW knows the last thing they want to deal with right now is fan backlash over a visa issue like New Japan had earlier this year. I think they would rather cite creative differences and run the match in the UK like they did, instead of admit that they couldn't get a visa problem taken care of.
But that was so smart. How did they handle it, though?
Yeah, that ghost keeps following Darryl around, doesn't it?
Dude, like, I enjoyed myself. Not to go back to that moment, but I enjoyed myself in Charlotte. I had a ball, but like I said, I bought the tickets based on the fact of who I was going to see.
Yeah.
And I didn't see him.
You didn't see him.
I enjoyed myself overall, but still, I mean, it's still that aura that I pay for something and then get everything that my money was worth.
Mike Johnson of PW Insider does say that there are plans to use Pac down the road. So obviously it was not an argument or disagreement between. Which
to me comes down to two different things. One, it's a visa issue, or two, it's a Dragon Gate issue.
Yeah.
Because if this was a Pac issue, they wouldn't be wanting to work with him down the line.
Well, the only reason I think
on the AEW roster page.
The only reason I think that it might be is partially a Dragon Gate issue, because he did say when he hopped in the ring that he was like 20-0 or something. He was undefeated.
He hasn't lost this year
for 20 months.
Yeah, 20 months or something like that. So I think it's to protect that as well, because honestly, it doesn't make sense for him to come to AEW and he lost in 20 months. I mean, they were trying to protect their biggest star. I get it. I totally get it.
From my understanding, Pac has had 2 time limit draws this year as well. And both of those time limit draws have ended with boos from the crowd. And the idea of a time limit draw was discussed for Double or Nothing, and Tony Khan shut it down due to the reaction that his previous time limit draw matches have received earlier on this year. To that which I say, bravo.
Yeah.
I don't want to see a fucking time limit draw on Double or Nothing Saturday night.
Somebody's listening, unlike an old man.
That's because he thinks he's smarter than the rest of the fucking world, you fucking dickhead.
Some other little news and notes. SEMA is in the process of moving to the United States full-time. Double or Nothing is listed as TV14 in commercials for the pay-per-view. The promotion has hired several former ROH employees to bolster their staff. And Fight TV has listed as $34.99 in Canada and $19.99 if with random places and using a VPN, and of course $49.99 in the U.S. through the BR Live. It's like I've never used the app, so it's like trying to come up with the words sometimes is
a big cable bill's gonna be high,
so high. Big news regarding the AEW World Title. It was announced on the road to Double or Nothing that the winner of the Casino Battle Royale, the winner of that's going to take on the winner of Jericho and Omega, and those two people will clash to crown the first ever AEW World Champion. So we'll get into that with our predictions later on. If a few days ago, I guess maybe over the weekend, or maybe late last week, you might have seen a video posted on Being the Elite. What did you guys think of yet another of the training videos from SCU?
classic. I love those guys when they do one of my favorite movies, Rocky.
And they had to have had this in the can for months now.
Why do you say that?
Where the fuck they gonna find snow?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
They had to have recorded this shit months ago, and the fact that they kept this in the can and brought this out this week was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
It was so good.
What the hell was CD doing with that belly dance at the end?
Just having a good fucking time.
You having fun, man.
That was great. And then Kaz and let's go. Means we gotta do Rocky 5 next, right? Oh boy.
Only in America.
Only in America.
Of course, a lot of people didn't like Rocky 5, but
yeah.
Of course, 4 was Ivan Drago.
I must break you.
If he dies, he dies. So where do they go from here for motivation once they go through the Rocky movies, man? You gotta wonder.
They got plenty of Rocky movies to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to do Rocky Balboa. Let's just skip to Creed.
Yeah.
I'd rather them do Rocky Balboa than do Rocky 5.
I'd rather do Creed than do both.
We got a nice cameo from Arthur.
Well, they can do Creed 2 when they rematch OVE again.
Yeah.
True.
We got a nice.
True. Very, very true.
We got a nice cameo from Arthur and Trevor as well. They were the guys tailing Scorpio and Kaz as they were jogging up the street. It was something. So go to Being the Elite's channel there. Check that out if you haven't done so already. I guarantee you that you will not regret it. Being the Elite this week, we kick off things with Nick and Matt talking to the camera. They're basically saying that their old buddy Brandon Cutler is going to be showing up here pretty soon. We know Brandon has been on the show lately, and he's in the Battle Royale. And they said that they got a little setup for Brandon. They say that he's going to be there to do voiceover work, but there's no voiceover work. He's here to read out loud that he is going to find out that he's going to be signing a full-time contract with All Elite Wrestling. And dude, I teared up a little bit on that opening a BT, guys. That was
good for him. Well deserved, man.
That was some good stuff, wasn't it, guys?
Yeah, I mean, that just goes to show you that, like, the Bucks didn't forget where they came from, and they're giving opportunities to who they can and hard working. So, good for him.
Yeah, it was a great opening for sure.
Yeah, it was very emotional. And he's got 2 contracts, one as a performer and one as a content producer. So, very cool, very cool. After the graphic, we see Jungle Boy. And he's staring down Matt. I got a still right of these two staring each other down, and it's just fucking hilarious. I love it. So we learned 2 new guys in the Battle Royale, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. So those guys are going to be in the Battle Royale. You can talk.
He has a bachelor's degree. What's your excuse?
No, he has a master's degree. He has a master's.
Yeah.
I thought he said bachelor's.
No, master's.
He said master's.
He's got a master's in...
I don't know about that.
No, he's got a master's in psychology. I know this because he was on Big Brother.
He could have sworn he said bachelor.
Yeah, he's got a master's degree.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's got... I want to think it's psychology. So we're...
just wrestle to pay for their college degrees. I'm with it.
So we're in... some women strip to pay for their law degrees, right?
I'm here for it.
I'm here for it. CD's down in Santiago, Chile, trying to get some of the locals to do a This Town Sucks bit, but he couldn't do it, unfortunately. So no mas. But apparently CD's Spanish is pretty good, even though he says it's pretty terrible. So. So apparently, we're on the Sammy G is a giant douchebag train. Is he really starting to turn people's opinions around? I think he kind of won those two guys over. I can't remember the one dude's name, but
I have no idea who the other dude was.
Mr. Fuego. I'll call him Mr. Fuego. It was like some long name with Fuego in it. I know that much, and obviously he had fire on his tights. Fuego del Sol and Ray Zombie. There we go. Thank you, Matt.
You're welcome.
I got Matt. I always pull up.
You can
Matt.
look at my recap at fansided.com/.
Yeah. I was just getting
plug.
I was just getting ready to pimp that because when there's something I don't know, I pull up the old recap. But you said there's a website. You type it in, go directly to all the recaps.
Fansided.com/WWE will take you directly to the pro wrestling section of the website.
Oh, okay.
So if you don't want to sift through all the other sports stuff and you just want to go straight to the pro wrestling, that's the link you want to use.
Or what I did was I typed in Fansided being the Elite, and the newest one pops up for you there too. So
that's awesome.
But yeah, it almost seems like he kind of won those two guys over, didn't it, Matt?
I'm not so sure. I'm so trusting of Mr. Sammy G.
Well, we all know he's a slimy motherfucker. I mean, come on. And then they play the graphic on the buy-in, which is basically before the main card, where Sammy Guevara is going to take on Kip Sabian. Do you guys know much about Kip Sabian? I don't.
I've heard the name, but I've never seen him wrestle before.
There was a recap of him on the Road to Double or Nothing, episode 4. But I mean, I've actually never seen him work, so the buy-in will be fun.
MJF trying to prove his loyalty to his best friend Cody Rhodes by trying to put Dustin Rhodes out to the pasture with a.
This was fucking.
That was hilarious.
Giant Zelda sword. The attack was not stealthy, MJF.
At all.
Not stealthy. Well, for one, you turned on the fucking car lights. For two, you're just not sneaky. Especially when you just.
He screamed like an idiot.
Yeah. And then when Dustin turns around, he just froze. You look like an MJF guy. Never heard of him.
Fucking A.
That was great. That was Dustin's BTE debut, wasn't it?
I believe so. Yeah.
And I think it was MJF's funniest spot that he's done on BTE.
That was great. Acting like the uber Dustin Rhodes fan. And the funny part was there was a Zelda convention just down the street. So, MJF didn't even... I mean, MJF just fell into that one, They did some of the mailbag, asking questions. Let's slap WWE around a little bit, shall we? First question was how many championships are you going to have in AEW? And funny how Nick says we want championships to matter, so we don't want to dilute the meaning of them by introducing so many belts when the WWE adds another title this week.
What's up?
So that was kind of funny.
I would have liked to have actually been told how many titles they were going to have, but what can you do?
I'll tell you, I want a men's, I want a women's, I want a secondary, I want a tag.
That's it.
Now. Four titles.
For now.
That's all.
That's all they need.
Yeah.
So a main, a secondary, a women's, and a tag. That's all they need.
And the 40-year-old man in me from the NWA days would love to see the secondary belt be the television championship. Yes.
Well, I wouldn't mind it.
I'm cool with that.
I was hoping it was going to be NXT doing the television championship. But hey, North American title worked out, and that title's pretty fucking cool. And somebody tuning a harp?
I don't know what the hell that was.
That's my motion detector on my doorbell.
There's always weird noises coming out of Darryl's place. I don't know.
All right. I have a prison over here.
Bullshit. Your place is nice.
It is, but Yeah, I don't
You
want.
can't call it a prison.
I mean, like, you can't get in unless I let you, or I don't know, unless I know.
Kenny got
Survive if D lets you.
Oh boy.
There it is.
Kenny got asked, besides your match Double or Nothing, what part of the show in the weekend makes you most nervous? And then they also talked about, Cody got asked about UK pay-per-view, and that's where they talked, of course, about ITV, and will ITV be hosting the weekly show?
I'm hearing that's pretty much all but confirmed.
Yep. So
I mean, hell, ITV just released that 45-minute documentary today of the I can't remember what it was called.
What was it called? Like
the Double or Nothing, but damn, what the hell was it called?
I just saw it.
I just watched it before NXT, and now for the life of me, I can't remember what the hell it was called.
God damn it, Matt.
I'm working. Just chill out.
Matt and Nick heading to the airport as they're heading to New York City for the big announcement. They can't tell us yet on the camera, but we all know eventually. And then they show us the tweet from TNT, and they show us the whole presentation, the red carpet, and everything. And
It was called Before the Bell: The Story of All Elite Wrestling.
cool. That's on the YouTubes.
Yeah, it's on YouTube, and it's on ITV's. It's called like ITV Wrestling, like YouTube channel. Like, to me, all the signs are there that this is that they're going to be the weekly home for AEW. And according to people I've spoken with that live in the United Kingdom, that channel's a pretty big deal over there.
That's good.
So that's pretty much like being. Apparently, that's the equivalent to WWE being on Fox. It's a very big station over there.
I still can't get enough laughter out of the fact that it took Vince 35 years to get the same TV deal that they got out of the gate.
Different times though, man.
I know, but
I mean, it's really not that funny.
it's still hey, I'm gonna laugh at Vince while I can. So, Hangman Page is at home, sits down, looking through his mail, and there's a package to Hangy.
Hangy.
And in the package is a VHS tape where he puts it in his desk to play it. Fucking brilliant. So, yeah, we weren't seeing things when he was doing the thing in the car with the CD that one time. That was on purpose, and it's a running gag. Basically, on the tape, Cody reveals that all that stuff wasn't from Pac. That was from us just to motivate you. You're full gear ready. So that means, oh, okay. So that means Adam Page, it's time to go full gear. So he walks out of the house in full gear, gets in the car in full gear, goes to the airport in full gear, and shows up at WrestlePro in full gear to the surprise of Pac, leading to their epic match, which you can see on Being the. Is it on Being the Elite? I think it's on. No, actually, I think it's on.
It's on AEW.
It's on AEW's channel.
Yeah, AEW channel. So, which came out on yesterday, Tuesday. So
yes, indeed.
Good stuff there. Road to Double or Nothing. That came out. That came out today. Actually, I thought I was having deja vu seeing the women at the poolside again, but.
Yeah, I had to start it over again to make sure I didn't catch the same episode.
They freaking did that because I called them out. I truly believe that.
What did you do?
I freaking called them out, and I said by Brandy saying that Britt Baker was the favorite to win, that it gave away the fact that she wasn't going to win on Saturday.
Oh.
And I said that on Fansided like 2 weeks ago.
God.
And I think they heard it. Because I have seen that AEW has looked at some fan-sided content, and I think they did that because of me. I'm just saying.
Hey, Matt, do me a favor. Whatever I say
buddy.
on the podcast from now on, put it in your fan-sided in your articles.
I can't because then it'd be like plagiarism.
Damn it.
So I was going to ask you why. I was going to ask you why is what's Brandy's motive behind telling both the other two competitors in the match that they're good, they're going to win, and well, Matt just answered it for me.
Matt did it.
Guilty.
But where's this going though? You know, she's pushing them, all three of them up. Two of them are going to be upset, huh?
No, to keep them all motivated so they can steal the show.
So you honestly think that was she's not going to win because that was like made it obvious that she's not going to win, huh?
Yeah, you don't tell somebody on the show like that they're the favorite to win going into the thing, and then they end up winning. And now if she wins, at least she told everybody the same thing.
Then we see an interview with comedian and actor Jake Whitehall. He talks to many people here, Tony Khan, Cody, and Brandy, about AEW in general and everything leading up to Double or Nothing. I liked one of Tony Khan's comments. We're not going to kick people out for wearing other companies' shirts.
Word.
I don't know not much else came out of that Road to Double or Nothing. Really, it was kind of more of a.
No, I honestly think they could have done without it.
Yeah, it was just more of a.
To be perfectly honest, I think it was a throwaway episode in every sense of the word.
It was just kind of a.
It was the going home episode.
Yeah, it was time. But the funny part was he was going to take the belt out of the bag and couldn't, so we still don't get to see it. Which of course he was doing that on purpose.
Yeah.
Belt teasing us. So that was basically it there for Road to Double or Nothing this week. No other matches were really announced and anything like that. So we'll end of the show. We will run down the card, give our predictions, and that's. But let's go to headlines first. Some sad news to start. TMZ had reported that former WWE star Ashley Mazzaro was found dead about a little less than a week ago in Long Island, New York, and she was the winner of the second ever Diva Search back in 2005, and her career had taken off with the WWE for a few years after that. Challenged the champion Melina at WrestleMania 23 in Detroit. And she remained with the company until 2008 when she was released from her contract. Some of the biggest accomplishments were actually outside of the ring. She was represented the company in Survivor China in the 2007 season. She also guest starred on Smallville alongside Kane. And just a sad story where it came out that unfortunately the death was a suicide, and it affected a lot of people within the industry. A lot of tweets from out the wrestling world. I think one of the great tweets that I saw was from Cody Rhodes, where he said, "In 2007, when I got called up from developmental, Ashley Massaro was one of the locker room who reached her hand out and pulled me up to make me feel like a part of the team and instilled a family attitude in the locker room. That kindness is rare and should never leave our business." So, some sad news there with the passing of Ashley Massaro. Also reported by TMZ this week that Ric Flair was rushed to the hospital following a medical emergency, but then was later reported that it was a planned trip to the hospital. What's correct here, guys? Do you know?
I don't know anything.
I think it was a planned trip to the hospital, and unfortunately, when they got him in there, they realized they couldn't perform the procedure that they wanted to perform because of a complication, and they had to get it fixed. And unfortunately, the complication delayed the surgery, and in delaying the procedure of the surgery, they pretty much put the kibosh on Flair going to StarCast this week. I mean, it sucks, but that shit happens.
Yeah. But everything is good with Nate. She is home. I think as of today, I believe was today, either today or yesterday, he left the hospital and is home. So already recovering. already styling and profiling. But yes, as Matt said, his StarCast appearance is going to be postponed. So apparently it's going to happen sometime because obviously people are going to try to make obviously they're charging $25 to watch it. So which I think is, don't you think that's kind of ridiculous for a 2-hour little thing? Like,
yep.
I think it's going to be cool as hell to watch, but $25?
Dude, they're charging $60 for the entire weekend. You can get every day. You can get every freaking event from StarCast for $60. Yeah. So if you're dumb enough to spend $25 on one event when you can get the entire three or 4 days or whatever it is for $60, I'm sorry. It's kind of hard for me to feel bad for you.
Saturday, you can get all the events for $60.
Yep. How many cuss words were flying out of our mouths at the end of Sunday night?
I wanted to punch the next person I saw in the face.
Infinite amounts of cuss words were coming out of our mouths, I would assume. Brock Lesnar.
Dude, I'm just so sick of it. I just don't care anymore.
Brock Lesnar returned during the main event, taking Sami Zayn's place. There was discussion that Lesnar might have been at the pay-per-view in the afternoon, and it was hidden away, and no one was able to confirm that Lesnar was at the event. Only a very small group of people were aware that Lesnar was at the show before he walked into the gorilla position. Brock arrived and entered himself into the match. According to Mike Johnson, the PW Insider, WWE went to extreme measures to hide Lesnar's involvement in the match. None of the competitors in the match were aware that Brock would be involved. Mike Johnson was told the competitors were told that there would be a spot at the end of the match where Ali would be standing on top of a ladder and be tipped over, but not told who would be coming out to do the spot. They've also heard from some in the company that over the course of the day, they were told that Ali was going to win the match. So the company was doing everything they could to obscure the fact that Lesnar was going to arrive and piss all of us off.
Why the fucking secrecy? Was he afraid somebody we weren't going to buy or watch the pay-per-view?
I don't know. We would have assumed what was going to happen, and yeah, you never know. Cancel our subscription. I don't know.
We already know who the fucking owner and CEO or CEO, whatever the fuck he is today, tomorrow, next Tuesday, that he was going to fuck it up anyway.
Yeah. Chris Jericho took to Twitter shortly after saying, "Awesome to see Brock Lesnar win Money in the Bank, even though he wasn't officially entered. Brock is the future of the business, and this is a perfect example of genius booking. Shows why WWE will remain on top forever. Hashtag Go Brock Go."
My man Jericho.
And on the other side of the WWE trashing coin, Paige defending the Kabuki Warriors name, saying the girls chose that name.
Lying bitch. I'm sorry. I like Paige, but it comes to a point where you gotta stop towing the company line. They didn't fucking come up with this name. Just stop it. Just fucking stop it.
A week ago, Titus O'Neil took to Twitter and noted that Lars Sullivan approached the WWE roster to apologize for his past racist and homophobic remarks that were uncovered on I believe, a bodybuilding message board. Titus O'Neil posted, "Lars, I applaud you for seeking out myself and others on the WWE roster, not only to sincerely apologize, but also to seek guidance as how to move forward in being a better human being that you were 9 years ago. Nobody is perfect, including nobody is perfect, including." I think he screwed up on the tweet there, but it said, "Thank you, Vince McMahon, for taking action." Well, Darryl, I'll talk to you. If this happened, it's almost like the Hogan situation. I mean, this happened 9 years ago. He has clearly stepped up and talked to his fellow workers about the situation. Mm-hmm. Do you feel fine with that and are okay that they are continuing to do business as usual? They did fine him $100,000, but are you fine with what they said, as Titus O'Neil had said publicly?
I'm fine with it off of a couple of different points. For one, it was 9 years ago. I'm not sure how old Lars is, but we do a lot we do a lot of and say a lot of things, when we're younger. Everybody has to grow up at some point, and the world is changing as well. Like you have the LGBT, I can't think of that community. You have African Americans, you have Caucasians, you have Hispanic, you have Asian. You have so many different. The world is so diverse now, and the world has changed now to a point. Whereas at one point in history, racism was just overrunning the country, overrunning the world, as well as at one point in history, being gay or being transgender or being bisexual was shamed upon.
A lot of people, a lot of people pointed out, the people, these people that were protesting black people drinking from the same water fountain. Well, then you go back to not too long ago, these people protesting gay marriage, and it's not much different.
Right. The world has changed so much, and it's like people can change as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, okay, a person that was in 1962 did not like black people. They referred to us as colored folks. But then if that person's still alive to this day, Lord willing, they can change. You can always have a change of heart. Mm-hmm. So I think the same applies for Lars. And okay, that's what he said 9 years ago. If that's what he felt 9 years ago, okay, it wasn't right, but that's what it was. But 9 years today, forward to today, he might have a change of heart because of who he's been around, who he's been influenced by, who he's worked with. I mean, who he's encountered. And, that's just what it is. People change. As long as they change for the better, that's all I care about.
Yeah, I mean, Lars Sullivan's 30, so 9 years ago he was 21.
Yeah, you know what I did at 21 years old, dude?
He was he was originally from a small town in Colorado, so he probably did not see a lot of anybody else but white people.
Right.
Straight white people.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I'll give you a firm example. I used to work at a clinic for the VA, and in a certain part of Maryland, Matt knows, Glen Burnie, Maryland. I mean, and a guy walked up to me one day and said, "Hey," he called me a colored fella, and this was in this century. I mean, this decade, and times have changed. I mean, I can't honestly, I'm not saying it's acceptable, but that's all he knew until I corrected him. And from now on, I mean, he might be calling, change his disposition on calling folks colored folks to African American or black. I mean, people can change.
Yeah.
I mean, and if he can change, if he changes his ways on how he feels about, the LGBTQ, you say it for me, JB community.
You got it.
Then I'm fine with that.
Yeah. And it's like, and it's so funny. I made a comment. I'm like, they're going to finally let Lars speak, because I thought they were going to let Lars speak. And someone is like trying to make fun. Oh, what's he going to say? He hates blacks and gays. I was like, I'm just going to ignore him. I'm not going to correct him.
The world is so sensitive nowadays, man. Like it's just like, as soon as you say something.
No, he was just trying to be funny, and it wasn't funny.
I know. I mean, I just like the world. I'm just saying, just in general, the world is so sensitive to every single thing that everybody. Oh, just because you sung this song, you don't like black people. Oh, just because you watch this movie, you don't like Asian people. Just because you wear these clothes, you don't like homosexuals. Come on now, get over it.
WWE Network News is reporting that more WCW Thunder is coming to the network. Maybe they're trying to say, this stuff was going to be better that was on TNT. Yeah, probably not Vince, but Monday, May 20th, so that was 2 days ago. That's going to be part of the classic content drop, so some more Thunder is out there for you. Sean Spears, who is known as Ty Dillinger, as well as Tyler Breeze, announced that they have opened a wrestling school in Apopka, Florida, called Flatbacks, and so they'll be doing their first 8-week training class in July 1st. So they're now accepting applications. Darryl, get down to Florida.
I'm retired. I'll leave that up to you and Matt.
No, I'm
not.
I'm too old, man.
No, thank you.
I'd be like older than DDP when I would be trying.
Yeah, my knees are shot. Not gonna happen.
This week's hidden gems that were added to the WWE Network were Andre the Giant hidden gems. There was a $5,000 bounty to body slam Andre the Giant from 1980, and Jerry Blackwell tried to take that challenge. I bet he failed. Andre the Giant teams with Hulk Hogan in 1982 to face Bobby Heenan, Nick Bockwinkel, Ken Patera, and Bobby Duncombe in a handicap match. Bet that would be pretty good. Bobby Heenan was good in the ring during his day.
82 was a good year.
I was 3. Oh, speaking of which, we were talking about Lars Sullivan. Thank God social media didn't exist when I was in college. Just put that out there.
Yeah, that might have been. I'm just glad it wasn't around when I was in the military.
Thank God social media didn't exist for me until like 2008, because that was when they opened up Facebook to everybody, and so by then, I was out of college by quite a ways. They have announced on MLW that Austin Aries' first match with the company is going to be his hometown in Waukesha, Wisconsin, June 1st. Fury Road, he's going to be taking on Adam Brooks. So that'll be, that's, I can't believe beginning of June is coming up soon.
That's crazy. This year's going by too fast.
One of my favorite authors, Shannon Moore, who authored the book of Dilly Gaff, he's going to be at the Performance Center this week as a guest coach. Of course, you know Shannon Moore from his days. Tagging with Matt Hardy. And also his days in Impact Wrestling as well. MLW has announced that following the untimely death of Silver King, they've announced that all referees are now going to be trained in CPR in order to assist in case of medical emergency. So very, very cool decision for Court Ballard and MLW to take initiative and have that have their referees trained for that. That's very, very good to do there, I think. And the Fury Road live special that's going to be on BN Sports, where Austin Aries makes his debut. It's going to be a 1-hour special there, so that's going to be on June 1st. And there's also a push to find a venue to run in Dallas now that the Von Erichs have signed on to, of course, play off their family history in the Lone Star State. Of course, their iconic battles with the Fabulous Freebirds in the WCCW days. Next weekend on May 26th, you will be able to watch an 8-hour special on the WWE Network broadcasting from the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida, featuring a combine with NXT talents competing against each other. The network describes it as NXT superstars put their strength, speed, athleticism, and test a battery of competitive events. It'll be the first time since the PC's Combine has been instituted that the event will be broadcast on the WWE Network. I do believe like Bianca Belair owns a lot of the records for the women down there.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think of that, airing that on the network?
That's going to be pretty cool.
8 hours too, man. That's
and it's more content, but I don't know if it's really something I'm interested in watching.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I mean, look, I'm all for more content on the network. I'm just saying, like,
yeah, I'm not gonna sit there.
It doesn't really scream as something that I'm gonna like want to sit down and watch either.
Not for 8 hours. I mean, I might pop in and check it out a little bit, but Impact. You know, when you got bad luck, you got bad luck. A technical error led to the Pursuit channel not airing the main event last week. Instead, a loop of running commercials aired for the final 15 minutes. Does this not sound like deja vu?
Oh no!
This fucking company.
This happened. Was this? Was it Destination America or Pop? Oh, it's Pop still.
Pop.
Where they didn't even like. The episode didn't even air at all, did it?
I don't I don't remember the whole story, but I remember it being a fucking mess.
Who cares?
It's just funny. Congratulations to JoJo and Bray Wyatt as they announced the birth of their son, Nash 6 Rotunda. He was born on May 18th, 2019. And yet another Impact star wants to get the fuck out. It's making the word round, making the word is making the rounds that at Impact Wrestling event in Queens, New York, that Scarlett Bordeaux has officially asked for her release from Impact Wrestling. Shit, she hasn't been there that long, has she?
Mm-mm.
No word if the release will be granted or not. Stay tuned. Oh, speaking of Impact, another one. They realized that we don't have Jordan Grace under contract. Oops. And
I like Jordan Grace.
And so management furiously scrambled to get a contract together, and luckily they got her. Actually, she wanted to sign with them, so they got her to put a pen to paper. That could have been another funny Impact moment. She'd been working since October, and they didn't have her. They just now realized they didn't have her under contract. Dummy, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's the general discretion for Impact Wrestling. Money in the Bank match between Samoa Joe and Rey Mysterio cut short due to blood. PW Insider has confirmed Joe suffered a broken nose when he caught a sit-down senton early in the match, and a lot of blood started coming out, so they ended the match immediately after, but still went ahead with the post-match beatdown angle. So that is why that went so quickly, in case you were wondering, and why Joe lost with his shoulder up. The legendary Jushin Thunder Liger has been added to the GE1 Climax event July 6th in Dallas, Texas. So he will be joining IWGP champion Kazuchika Okada, IWGP Intercontinental Champion Kota Ibushi, Tetsuya Naito, and Jay White. So this could possibly be Liger's final appearance in the United States, guys. So, yeah. What he said.
What?
What he said. What? If you're in the area, the New York area, or the Philly area, or the Massachusetts area, where Evolve happens, you're going to see Tommaso Ciampa. He's been announced for the next series of 4 Evolve events, doing meet and greets before and after the Evolve events, starting at Evolve 129 in Queens, New York on June 29th at La Boom. What a great venue, a name. La Boom.
La Boom. La Boom.
La Boom. You'll be at Evolve 130 on June 30th at Senior Fin Bar in Brooklyn. He'll be at the 2300 in Philly for Evolve 131 on July 13th, and at the Melrose Memorial Hall in Melrose, Mass. For Evolve 132 on July 14th. The Evolve 131 event in Philly is designed to be the 10-year anniversary of Evolve. It's going to also feature Matt Riddle versus Drew Gulak. Might want to travel up there. That might be a good one. Darryl, yeah.
Maybe.
How far is it to Philly?
From my house, probably about 1:45.
You think it'd be worth it to maybe meet and greet Ciampa and see Riddle and Gulak go at it?
Dude, I've met Ciampa so many times.
Speaking of Gulak and Kushida on NXT next week. That won't suck. Also, an update from Money in the Bank. Rey Mysterio is believed to have suffered a separated shoulder at Money in the Bank, and I am proud of myself for saying those 2 words because I usually cannot say those 2 words together. He was spotted in Birmingham, Alabama, which is not the place you want to go if you're injured, getting it diagnosed, and WWE's teasing the state of the United States title on Raw next week. So, it doesn't sound good, does it, guys?
No, probably not.
Nah.
Mike Johnson, PW Insider, says there's a distinct move to try to change the look and feel of the third hour of Raw going forward in an attempt to bring up the rating. They experimented with different lighting, had Mick Foley tease different things would be different in the third hour, and teased all night that Brock Lesnar would return for the third hour. Did it work?
Nope. Still lost almost 400,000 viewers from hour 1 to hour 3.
Word.
Oh, look at that. Look at that segue right into the Raw ratings. Raw kicked off hour 1, 2.681 million. The strongest hour 1 they've had since basically Superstar Shakeup week, where they had 2.7. And then, it dropped down to 2.229 by the end of hour 3. Did finish at 2.521 overall, an 180,000 increase from last week, but still the dreaded third hour drop. SmackDown Live still can't get over the 2 million hump. They've been, for the fourth consecutive week, under 2 million, but just a hair this week, as they did increase their viewership by 160,000 up to 1.983 this week. So the newest championship in the WWE is the 24/7 championship. It's a title that can be defended at any time, any place, with falls counting anywhere. And like the former hardcore title, the title can be defended and changed hands anytime a referee is present of WWE authority. The title is open to every talent from the WWE brand. I think that includes 205 Live, UK, and NXT. They crowned the first champion on Raw. We'll get to that when we cover Raw briefly. But, gentlemen, all right, the announcement fell flat. I think it fell flat because I think everybody was hyping themselves up for the Hardcore Championship, don't you think?
I think the announcement fell flat because everybody took a look at that god-awful looking championship.
That, too.
Yeah.
That belt is butt fucking ugly.
Like somebody took a pack of Newports and put it together.
Ah! It's the Menthol Championship. You weren't the only one to mention that, too, which was fucking funny. Somebody else called it the Menthol Championship on Twitter. I fucking lost it. Yeah, that belt is butt fucking ugly.
The Waffle House tweeted out that someone took their 24/7 sign and they want it back.
I said it looked like it came from the set of Soul Train because it looked like it was built in the 70s. But that aside, everything since then, gentlemen, I'm enjoying. They did a good job on Raw and SmackDown with the 24/7 title. Some of the highlights are R-Truth and Drake Maverick are cracking me up. I enjoy everything they've done since that disastrous introduction. I've enjoyed the 24/7 title, guys. You?
Yeah, it's good TV. I think it's funny, and I think that's the type of entertaining product that the WWE has severely lacked over the years.
Facts.
So,
I was just hoping that as Carmella's helping Truth escape, she low blows him and a ref comes out and I was hoping she'd pin him for the title. And of course Matt was hoping Mandy Rose would pin him. So
it's true.
We did, but R-Truth still holding the title, the longest reigning champion. Instead of days, they should do hour reigns like on the history books. Because Titus was your first champion. He held it for not even 10 minutes, I don't think. Robert Roode had it for a little while. But R-Truth, well done. Acting like he wants to help Robert Roode, but then hiding a WWE referee in his rental car. That was brilliant. And then if you guys haven't seen WWE's YouTube, I think it's got to be on YouTube, but also on their Twitter account, great video of Matt Hardy staking out before SmackDown on Tuesday with a referee trying to win the belt. Matt, I know you saw it. And we got a little broken brilliance, didn't we?
Indeed.
Darryl, what are you thinking about that 24/7? Besides the look of that butt ugly thing, you enjoying the segments and stuff so far?
It's funny as hell.
I'm rooting for Drake Maverick to win that thing.
I gotta laugh so I won't cry.
It's just like when you're rooting for Crash Holly in the hardcore title. I'm rooting for Drake Maverick to come out on top one of these days. But,
look, and the good thing about this championship is it gives the rest of the roster that they hardly ever fucking use something to do.
yeah.
And has a chance to, make new stars that way, like they did with the hardcore title back in the day.
Crash Holly, exactly. Yeah. I still remember. Was it Jared Briscoe? While Crash was sleeping with the title, and he goes with the ref and puts his finger on 1, 2, 3.
Yes, the quiet celebration.
Oh my God, so good. Yeah, like I said, the presentation and the introduction sucked ass, but everything since has been well done, WWE.
I don't think the presentation was bad either. I just think the title was so ugly looking that everybody was like, this sucks.
Yeah.
I really don't think Foley's presentation was that bad. I really think it just came down to how bad the title looked.
Think so, huh?
I really do.
Yeah. Let's get your guys' bullshit detectors out.
They're always out.
Get your bullshit detectors, set them to a scale of 100, 0 to 100.
Okay.
AJ Styles was interviewed by Newsweek, and he's told them that he has signed his last pro wrestling contract. What's your bullshit detector say from 0 to 100?
I don't think it's bullshit at all.
So you think
I think Styles has been talking for years about retiring from pro wrestling, and if he signed a 5-year deal with the WWE, granted we don't know how many years he signed, but they've been trying to lock everybody down to 5-year deals lately.
True.
If Styles signed a 5-year deal with WWE,
What?
I would be very shocked if this was not his last pro wrestling contract.
Why 5-year deals?
Because you know why, dummy.
I know. I know. No, Vince. Vince is scared.
He's shaking in his booties.
Styles commented, I can tell you that this contract I've signed is my last. This is the perfect place for me to be. It's family-oriented. I have no problem taking my family to shows. It's a PG product, which I enjoy. I'm in the best place I can be for my career. He also commented on potential competition for the WWE, and he says, as far as the indies and whatnot, I don't think they should ever be competitive with the WWE. They should compete with themselves to make sure they get better every day because there's no competition. If you want me to be honest, WWE is globally huge. It's unbelievable to know how big the WWE is. People don't understand it. If you want to succeed, don't compete. Be something different. Hi, AEW. Be the alternative. There's a lot of people that have a good chance, but competition is always a good thing. I hope any company does well so they can be that competition. Competition will always make a better product.
Was he talking to AEW or was he talking to Vince?
Yeah, I don't know. On goals, Styles said, being the Universal Champion, obviously, there are things I want to do, and they don't involve having every belt I can. That's not what it is. I want to be a household name. I want them to know that when they hear my name, they think WWE. Or when they hear WWE, they think AJ Styles. I want to be entertaining and take it to the next level. I want people watching from home laugh out loud. There are a lot of things I want to do, and they don't always revolve around championships, just to go out there and entertain. Good stuff from one of the best of all time. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. We got excited yesterday on Twitter when All Elite Wrestling posted a video of the next entrant to draw his Casino Battle Royale card. And who was it to draw that card? But none other than the Perfect 10, Sean fucking Spears. How great was that, guys?
10.
Woo!
10.
I'm so stoked.
10.
It was very ballsy of them to put that out there because his no-compete hasn't expired yet.
Oh.
His no-compete expires like tomorrow.
Oh.
So
anticipation.
Very. I would not have released that video until that 90 days was up. But that's just me. I just.
Yeah, but
you know the way. You know the way WWE gets, pissy and butthurt about shit. I would have waited till that 90 days was free and clear before putting that video out there. But
some trademark news.
Maybe that's why his poor wife's taking all those jobs on television right now.
Good point.
Word.
She still has some gold, though.
Yeah, but they haven't won a fucking match since they won them.
I know.
Oh no, they won that one match against two no-name local talents. My bad.
That's right. And that match.
But other than that, they've lost every single fucking match since WrestleMania.
And that match was iconic.
Iconic.
Some trademark updates. Bash at the Beach trademark. Cody Rhodes was given initial refusal due to the likelihood of confusion with WWE's registered trademark of the Bash. Cody's trademark for Dusty Rhodes has been given initial refusal because of the likelihood of confusion to Dustin Rhodes' trademark, registered to Dustin Runnels, which is okay. I guess I don't work in the patent office, so. His other trademarks: Battle Bull, Bunkhouse Stampede, The Prince of Wrestling, American Nightmare, American Dream, have all been approved. So there you go. And of course, the 24/7 title. What is great about the 24/7 title is the fact that we're in a social media era, so we can see, like I just mentioned, what we saw with Matt Hardy earlier today. We saw all sorts of things like Steve Corino trying to take out R-Truth to become the 24/7 champion. Steve Corino stalking R-Truth on an airplane. It's just stuff like that. And eventually the title's going to change hands on Twitter, isn't it?
It damn well better.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the title's allure. I think that shit does need to happen on social media.
Yep.
It needs to happen on social media. It needs to happen on house shows. It needs to change hands as many times as the hardcore title did.
Yep.
You have to keep the entertainment value up.
I remember like looking at some of those old house show results and seeing the hardcore championship changed hands like 23 times that night. I was like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I wasn't excited for it when I heard the rumors of what it was going to be. I'm like, okay, all right, but I'm seeing it in action. I'm really excited. I'm kind of stoked and excited for some people to win it, like Drake Maverick and anybody else that really wants it, like Matt Hardy. So. I loved when Matt Hardy went broken on that camera guy, though. You obsolete mule! WWE announced this afternoon that Ruby Riott underwent successful surgery on her right shoulder, and she'll undergo the same surgery on her left shoulder on a date to be determined. They have not said how long she'll be out of the ring, but she last wrestled in Cardiff, Wales on May 17th. All right, NXT this week. We actually watched it right before we started recording. As usual, a good show. Kicked it off with showing the Viking Raiders wanting to give up their tag team titles, but Street Profits wanted to take it from them. But in the end, other tag teams came out and caused a no contest. So at TakeOver, Fatal 4-Way ladder match, Street Profits, Forgotten Sons, Lorcan and Birch, O'Reilly and Fish. Undisputed Era. They start off the evening in the ring. They're all getting along now, so it looks like that beef between Cole and Strong squashed, isn't it, Matt?
For now.
Yeah.
For now.
Do you foresee a Cole and Strong NXT Championship feud in the future, down the road somewhere down the line?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Gargano is making fun of Adam Cole for how math works, and Matt Riddle came in from behind and attacked, and that all sets up a tag match later. Sean Maluta from the Cruiserweight Classic, he took on Mansoor, a guy that's kind of impressed me lately. Had a real good match with Dijak a couple weeks back. He defeated Maluta really quickly. Velveteen Dream comes out, says how high in demand he is, and he's the North American champion, and you just can't touch him or feel him. He's too big to hold. And if you're going to say his name, you better say it correct. And that's when he's interrupted by Prince Pretty. Tyler fucking Breeze returns home to NXT. How great was it to see Tyler Breeze and Velveteen Dream in the same ring cutting promos?
I thought it was a very entertaining segment. I look forward to their match at TakeOver.
Yeah, the two of them in the ring together is going to be magic.
Yeah, proof that Vince doesn't watch NXT, because that was a great fucking segment with him.
That's why NXT has been so great is what it is, because Vince doesn't watch it.
Yeah, keep not watching.
Yep.
Yeah, just stay away. Yeah, just stay away, please. Thank you.
He's such a ruiner of things.
Of course, Dream had to take shots at being a dollar store cop and all that. So Tyler asks if he should take a selfie with the champ, and one piece of advice when you put your phone number on your trunks and no one calls, it's because no one's interested. Tyler sucker punches Velveteen and leaves the ring. Good shit. Candice LeRae takes on Reina Gonzalez. Reina Gonzalez was a competitor in the Mae Young Classic. Candice LeRae gets a win there. But then the three of the four horsewomen come out and gang up on Candice LeRae before Io Shirai comes and cleans house with a kendo stick. Of course, Io is going to be taking on Shayna Baszler for the title at TakeOver 25. Next week, Mia Yim, Bianca Belair, Kushida, Drew Gulak already looks like a good next week. And, of course, the main event kicked a lot of ass as well. Matt Riddle, Johnny Gargano took on Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. Oh, surprise! The Undisputed Era came out and cheated to win. Are you shocked? I'm so shocked.
First time watching the product, JB.
Yeah, it is.
I'm shocked.
So we have the card in front of us, and it's kind of we're kind of in between major takeovers, but we're still getting ourselves a hell of a show, aren't we, guys?
Oh yeah, I think it's gonna be a great show.
Yeah, buddy.
You got Matt Riddle, Roderick Strong. That's been a feud. Riddle and the Undisputed Era has been a feud going on for a while. Breeze, just seeing Breeze in NXT again, where he almost could have been NXT champion easily. Hopefully he stays in NXT. I don't know if that's the plan or not. I don't know. Matt, do you know any more?
From my understanding, he's back in NXT.
Good. A fatal four-way ladder match on NXT. That equals fuck yes, right?
Fuck yeah.
Io Shirai, Shayna Baszler. That's not going to suck. Will the title finally change hands? I don't know.
I fucking hope so.
And of course,
I'm cool with it.
And of course, Gargano and Cole tore the house down at the last takeover. But will Cole get the upper hand here? I kind of think Cole's going to win this one. But
yeah, Adam Cole, baby.
You guys in agreement? You think Cole's going to win this one?
Strong possibility.
I feel it now. But
I'm not willing to give my pick out. We're not there yet.
Yeah.
This is not NXT 25 preview edition. I am undecided on that prediction as of today. Give me a week.
My mind might change after next week. And I have not seen spoilers, so I don't know what happened next week or anything. Money in the Bank happened on Sunday. Overall, I would put it as the women kicked ass to kick off the show. It was a big pile of shit. Then we got the final three matches were great, but then instead of a cherry on top, we got another pile of shit put on top. Does that about sum up Money in the Bank?
Mm-hmm.
Here's Money in the Bank. Both Universal and WWE title matches were great.
Yep.
Both Money in the Bank matches were great until the final 5 minutes of both, because all logic got thrown out of the window in both of those matches.
Yeah, what happened in the women with the logic?
In both matches.
Well, I know the men's, but
be it Mandy or be it Ali, have their hands on the freaking briefcase, and Carmella and Brock Lesnar start coming down the aisle. So instead of unhooking the briefcase and winning the match, you jump down and try to confront these people.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Well, Mandy's stupid anyway, so.
Oh. Darryl's trying.
Really?
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Oh, freaking.
Darryl's got that Jameson. He's ready to start an Irish fight. And also,
ain't fucking cool, D. Not even laughing.
Bryan and Rowan against the Usos was great, but I don't get the Usos going over here.
It made no sense, especially with the Usos losing to the next night to the Revival.
I know. Well,
But you guys said it was non-title though, so.
Well, that's what Vince loves to do. Yeah, is make the champions lose.
What was the purpose of
Daniel Bryan, WWE champion at WrestleMania. 1 month later, he's losing on the pre-show, clean to the Usos.
why is Daniel Bryan on a fucking pre-show in the first goddamn place?
Yep.
He wasn't even on SmackDown tonight. Or last night.
No.
Whatever night we're recording this. Unless he was, and I just forget. He wasn't on SmackDown, was he?
I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't think he was.
I don't feel like he was.
I'm going to comb through it here in a minute, so we'll find out. Again, I've said this a few times this year. Dana Brooke continues to impress. I thought she did very well in the women's match. Ember Moon with that eclipse off the ladder. Woo!
That was my favorite spot.
That was sick.
It was really no different than her hitting the eclipse off of the top rope.
Not really.
Because really, the way they had the ladder set up, it really wasn't any higher than the top rope. I mean, it would have been something if the ladder would have been set up in the ring and she'd have done it from the top of the ladder there. But, I mean, really, it wasn't any different than the normal eclipse spot that you would see off the top rope.
I guess maybe the replay made it look higher. I don't know.
From an athlete's point of view, like, dude, from a ladder, that shit ain't easy to twist your body like that.
Yeah. And I thought Carmella was legit hurt with the knee.
Yeah, so did I.
It buckled and she was like pushing her away, like get off me, and then
that was terrible. That was just terrible.
But then she came back, so I guess that was what they were supposed to do. I don't know what the fuck was going on.
That was just dumb.
Why the fuck did Shane go over on Miz? Well, obviously it's because he's gonna fight Roman now.
I didn't even watch that match before. When I heard the result, I was just like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I mean it was a decent match, but yeah, why? I heard never in his career that Shane's fought in 5 pay-per-views in a row, and now he's gonna be fighting in 6. Joe and Mysterio, of course, got shut down early, so hopefully the rubber match delivers. Well, hopefully. I mean, shit. Never mind. Ray may not be able to wrestle. Maybe it's Joe and Dominic for the U.S.
Dominic.
Nice and Daivari had a solid match, though it's kind of hard to get behind 205 Live after everybody got taken. You know, but they put together a good match, I thought. Becky and Lacey was meh. Becky and Charlotte was it was all okay. But, you know, of course the main story there was Bayley cashing in. So, and Jesus, that pop when Bayley came out. Of course, everybody loves a good cash in, don't they?
Sure does. Ask Matt about Dolph.
I was there when that Dolph cash-in happened. It was awesome.
That's why I said what I said.
It's probably one of the best cash-ins ever.
Matt and I were there when Alberto Del Rio cashed in on Punk.
Shut up.
We were.
Doesn't mean I'm fucking happy about it. I walked out of that building pissed.
Yeah, we were all wearing our best in the world shirts too.
Bad fucking mood.
Seth Rollins and AJ Styles, probably the best.
That was
probably the best WWE match so far this year. It was pretty fucking good. Kofi and KO had to follow it, and they did. I thought they did a pretty damn good job.
They were pretty good.
Yeah. The Money in the Bank was awesome until the fucking end. Really. The only good thing about Brock Lesnar winning Money in the Bank was him using it as a boombox.
Facts.
And the best thing
the only reason that was good is because all the memes that came out of it.
I know. The brass monkey one was pretty funny.
Freaking draft so gross.
So, of course, we kick off Raw with Lesnar and Heyman gloating, because why not just piss us off to start hour 1 of 3, right?
I'm not going to even acknowledge Vince's stupidity.
I hope they realize. I really hope that they realize. I really hope they book it this way. Where I was really hoping it was going to happen on Monday, where Brock cashes in, and everybody that was in that ladder match comes out and takes him down after the bell rings, and he loses.
Yeah, that takes too much creativity on WWE's part.
Yeah. Skipping a bunch of things on Raw because there's a lot of things to skip on Raw. But hey, can we get more Ricochet and Cesaro in the future, guys?
I'm with it.
Yeah, it was good.
That was good. So, how excited are you for Shane and Roman? Just kidding. How annoyed are you by saying Super Showdown? It's just as good, if not better, than WrestleMania. No, I watched it last year. It was boring as fuck.
Dude, I'm telling you, if Goldberg and Taker wasn't on that show, I wouldn't even be watching it.
I mean, I'm not watching it live.
That's really the only reason I care to see it is because I want to see that match.
I ain't watching that shit.
I'll either be I'm either on vacation or I'm going to be working, one of the two. I'm not sure if I'm going out of town that weekend or that Friday or not. So either way, I'm going to be gone. I'm not watching it live. But thank God the Revival beat the Usos because after all the stupid shit that they've been through the last couple of days, at least made them look good here. That was a good match, I thought. I tell me if you think this is the direction they're going here. The 6-woman tag with Becky Lynch, Nikki Cross, Alexa Bliss, they beat the Iconics and Lacey Evans. And Alexa Bliss was just drinking coffee at ringside. She didn't even wrestle.
Because she's not cleared.
Nope.
Does she eventually use this to, use this as, hey, we beat the Iconics, her and Nikki challenge for the tag titles, some kind of thing when she gets cleared?
I have no idea. Shouldn't we be worrying about the Kabuki Warriors first?
That name just sounds so stupid. What the fuck? Oh, God. Hey, Eric.
Speaking of tag teams not on SmackDown Tuesday night.
Yeah, good point. I still think the pairing with Paige is just super weird, too. It's not jiving for me. I don't know what you guys think, but I mean, it's good to see Paige on TV.
I'm willing to give it a couple weeks, but a lot of their goodwill was burned through me when Paige had the nerve to go on social media and act like this tag team name was Asuka and Kairi Sane's idea.
Well, I mean, they've been together for a little while now, and it's not jiving for me, man. We did get a EC3 and an Eric Young sighting for the 24/7. I almost didn't recognize Eric Young.
It's okay. He barely recognizes himself.
That's true. So if you ever 20 years from now and you're playing WWE Trivial Pursuit, and who was the first ever WWE 24/7 champion, your answer would be Titus O'Neil, followed by Robert Roode very shortly after that. And then Robert Roode went into hiding for a while until Truth brilliantly hit a ref in his rental car. Speaking of, let's see more of this. How about, can we see more of Miz and McIntyre down the road? I thought that was pretty damn good too. It was a pretty good bra. And again, it was it a little better than SmackDown this week? I think SmackDown was a little better just because of some of the matches, but.
See, the thing is with Raw and SmackDown with me is I'm not going to give it any props until you give me some consistency.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't have an issue with either show this week.
Yeah,
but yeah, you're right. I mean, I would prefer them to continue to do consistently good shows instead of just one good show every once in a while.
Yeah, I mean that's just how I feel, and especially quote unquote with as I throw the air quotes out, as the competition looms. You might want to do that because as AEW, if they put on a Double or Nothing, lives up to the hype,
look out,
and exceeds it,
And it damn well better for $50.
Right,
Yeah,
Vince is in trouble.
That's just the way I'm looking at it. Like, this pay-per-view better blow me away.
Well, if it's anything, if All In is an inkling or a hint of what Double or Nothing can do with, then yeah, I'm not worried at all.
SmackDown, welcome back, Big E. It's good to see the New Day all back together again. Though I think they might have written off Big E for another couple of weeks after KO's attack. Obviously, he's not ready to wrestle again, but it was good to see the big day, the big day, the New Day, Big E,
Big day.
The big day.
the big day. It was good to see the New Day, the trio back together again. It was fun. It was entertaining. Speaking of fun and entertaining, Ali and Andrade, that was a great fucking match. I highly suggest that one. Carmella was putting R-Truth in a blonde wig to disguise him, but he's holding the 24/7 belt, Carmella. Not gonna work. When they said it was Mandy Rose against Carmella, I'm like, oh great, this is gonna be chaos. And yeah, it was chaos pretty much. But I thought it'd be the women trying to beat up R-Truth. That would have been kind of almost funnier, wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
What'd you think of the return of Dolph Ziggler beating the holy fuck out of Kofi Kingston?
He wants that Saudi money.
Yep.
Don't we all?
Nah, I'd rather not have their money.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he did. He unexpectedly returned to destroy Kofi Kingston. Then he cut a pretty good emotional, like a very emotional promo about how it should have been him replacing Ali and not Kofi.
Emo Dolph.
Yep, Emo Dolph. I'm already tired of Roman Reigns and Shane McMahon.
I'm already tired of anybody against Shane McMahon.
That too.
Fucking A.
That too. But that ended SmackDown, mercifully.
Yeah, I wish Shane McMahon would go away.
All right,
Go
boy.
away.
All right, boys. It is time to preview the first ever AEW pay-per-view. How great is this?
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Crazy.
Can't wait. Including the buy-in show, which is on All Elite Wrestling's YouTube channel at 6 Central, 7 Eastern. This is all Saturday, May 25th, live from the MGM in Las Vegas, Nevada. 9 matches are on the card, 2 on the buy-in show. First off, we have Kip Sabian against Sammy Guevara. Are we basically playing the booking of who's on being the Elite more is going over here, and Sammy's going to get the win?
Yeah, that's my opinion. I definitely think they've invested more time into Sammy, so I think Sammy gets the win.
Then the 21-man Casino Battle Royale. Of those 21 men, 17 have been announced. Sonny Kiss, Brandon Cutler, Ace Romero, Glacier, Brian Pillman Jr., Sunny Days, MJF, Joey Janela, Dustin Thomas, Billy Gunn, Jimmy Havoc, Michael Nakazawa, Jungle Boy, Isaiah Cassidy, Mark Quinn, Luchasaurus, Sean Spears, and 4 empty slots. Gentlemen, is Hangman going to take one of those empty slots and win the Battle Royale?
I hope not.
I thought one was for Matt Black. Shit.
Oh, well, I mean, that's possible.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it. Sorry, guys.
God damn it, man.
Visa issues.
They won't let you into Vegas without a proper paperwork, huh?
Couldn't be helped. We tried.
If Hangman's in it, he's winning. But
I'm really hoping it's not. I'm really hoping it's not.
Let's hope Hangman is gonna still have a match, and it's gonna be a surprise. Like
That's what I want. I want Hangman to have a surprise opponent on the show.
He deserves to have it. Like,
look, you've booked out. You have a 5-hour block of television. You have from my understanding, the buy-in is from 7 to 8, and then the pay-per-views from 8 to midnight. Like, it's a 4-hour pay-per-view. That's a gigantic chunk of your show of evaporating without Hangman having a match on the main card.
Yeah.
So, like, as far as I'm concerned, he's got to have a match. He has to. Like, I don't know who they're going to put him against, but to me, he has to have one.
Any guesses, predictions for the 4 unannounced guys yet?
You know what? I'm just going to be the world's biggest asshole here.
Well, nothing new.
Oh man, don't be taking any jobs from me, dude.
I know this isn't fucking happening, but this is what I would fucking do. If the winner of this battle royal is facing the winner of Omega and Jericho for the title,
I already know where you're going.
You know who's fucking winning. You know who's fucking winning this casino battle royal?
John Moxley.
You know who's fucking winning this thing?
Nope.
John Moxley.
It ain't John Moxley.
Punk.
Yep.
Ooh, baby. He's the wild card.
Mm-hmm.
Number 21.
Yep. And then he flies over to California and does his MMA commentary.
Mm-hmm.
Cult of personality.
And they have Punk on the preview on the pre-show.
Free to everybody.
That is free to everyone that is available to watch.
And why is Matt an asshole?
And at 7 o'clock. And at 7 o'clock, between 7 and 8, that would be between 4 and 5 o'clock, California time.
Yep.
And he could get the match done. He could hop Tony Khan's private jet.
Yep.
And he could get to California in time to do his MMA commentary.
From LA to
1 hour flight.
Nope, probably 30 minutes because from LA to
I would say probably 30 minutes.
Yeah, LA to Vegas is like 3.5, 4 hour drive.
Yeah, I'd say about a 30-minute flight.
Mm-hmm.
And on a private jet, that wouldn't take any time at all.
Straight like that. Boom.
Yep.
Yeah, because
that's exactly what I would do. I'd break the fucking internet before the main paper even.
I already knew where you were going, Matt.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I'm just saying, look, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but what bigger exposure could you have by having CM Punk show up on the show that everybody can watch for free?
Yeah, and looking at the guys announced, the only guys that really even stand out as having a chance are MJF and Joey Janela.
I would agree with you. Maybe Sean Spears.
Yeah, maybe Sean Spears.
And that's a huge stretch to me.
Same with Jimmy Havoc is a stretch too, but yeah.
To me, there's nobody currently in that match that I envision going, oh yeah, I want to see them fight Kenny Omega for the AEW World Championship.
Oh, so that's who you're picking.
And I'm not being a dickhead.
Yeah.
Or Jericho. Like I don't want to see.
Obviously, number 20. Obviously, number 21 has got to be a fucking shock. I think. Because they're bringing out 5 guys.
I feel like whoever 21 is the winner.
They're bringing out 5 guys at a time every 3 minutes, and then 21 comes out by himself. Last guy to enter.
And like I said, I'm not being an asshole, but your first world title match has to be box office.
Pretty much.
If you're right, my God. Oh my God, if you're right.
And like, look, I love MJF. I love Joey Janela. You know, I love Sean Spears, but I don't want to see any of them already competing for the AEW World Title. Yeah. I just don't. They're not established enough in the eyes of, you know, the average wrestling fan. They need to put somebody in there that's going to
blow you away.
Yeah, especially if they're going to be fighting Omega. It's got to be a star that people already know.
And you get a star that's going to be on TV in October, and the possibilities. I'm not even going to begin to try to pick the 6-women tag match because I know nothing about none of those women. So I'll just sit back and enjoy that match.
It's gonna be good.
Cody versus Dustin. I have this weird feeling, gentlemen, that all 4 EVPs are losing at Double or Nothing.
That's funny because I think they're all winning.
I think Dustin's going to beat Cody. I think Luch is going to beat.
You're out of your fucking mind.
I think Luch is going to beat the Young Bucks to get their AAA titles back.
Nope.
And I think Jericho's going to beat Omega.
Nope.
That's a negative, Ghost Rider.
You guys are both against me, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I think all the EVPs win their matches.
I think. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think they all do.
I could see Cody beating Dustin. So yeah, maybe Cody wins, but
There's no need for Jericho to beat Omega.
yeah, Omega Punk. Ah! Yeah, I guess you're right. I want Omega Punk. So
The best bout machine, dude. You're not gonna put Jericho in the first title match.
yeah, well, Matt ruined it for me when he said Punk in the Battle Royale. So Punk and Omega.
I'm just saying if they signed him, that's the perfect place to put him.
All right,
Absolutely the perfect place.
So I got
You know,
now Matt's ruined it, so I do have to go with Omega because I want Omega Punk. But
it's either going to be Punk or Glacier to win.
I still think the Lucha Brothers are going to.
Oh, will you stop? Will you fucking stop?
Yes, please. No, it's going to be Michael Nakazawa.
I will punch him in the face if he wins.
I still think I'm going to still go Lucha Brothers over the Bucks, but I'm now going to say Kenny Omega versus Jericho over Jericho. I'm going to say Kenny Omega versus Jericho too. Cody and Dustin, I think they're going to put on a hell of a match. I'm excited for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Who's Hangman's opponent? Who do you use?
I would love Toma Tonga, but
I think that's a perfect call. He's already in Vegas for StarCast.
And
it doesn't hurt him to lose because it's not like he's going to be a full-time guy with the company.
But he put that out on Facebook or on Twitter. And is there anybody on StarCast that hasn't publicly said it that you think they would slide in?
I can't. There's so many people at StarCast that I don't even.
I was gonna say I don't even know who's all there.
Well,
I know the Guerrillas to Destiny are there.
Not Undertaker, so.
Har har har.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Because Bullet Club history. There's so much awesome behind that. Having Tonga and Paige.
Yeah, I'd be really happy about that, honestly. I think that'd be great.
Since we talked about all the EVPs, that just leaves us one more match. SCU! SCU and the Strong Hearts.
I think SCU loses.
I agree. I think SCU probably loses the match.
I think so too, because they're going to initially be portrayed as heels, and so for them to really kick up the asshole up a degree, they got to lose.
I just think they want to. I think if the
plus you want to put over
if the partnership with OWE is serious,
yeah, you want to put them over too.
They should win the first match.
Yep.
If it's not that serious and they're not going to be used consistently going forward, then SCU will win. I think we'll know a lot about the future partnership with OWE by the result of that match.
Oh, and one more match I did forget about. Triple Threat 3-way match women. Brett Baker, Nyla Rose, Kylie Ray. I am going to go with making Nyla Rose unstoppable right off the gate.
Dude, did you forget about the Best Friends?
He did. He's such an asshole.
Oh, yeah, that's on there too. Oops.
Don't you fucking forget about
See, I was going so out of order that I forgot everything because I was going so out of order.
God damn you, JB.
Brett Baker, Nyla Rose, Kylie Ray. I think they're going to establish Nyla Rose as an unstoppable threat to start, so I'm going to go with her as the win.
I can agree with that.
I think Kylie Ray wins.
I wouldn't hate that either. Best friends Chuck Taylor, Trent Beretta taking on Angelico and Jack Evans. Darryl, what do you think?
I'm going with Chucky T, one of my best friends.
Matt?
I'm going with Angelico and Evans.
I'm going with Angelico and Evans too because it's gonna just because it's gonna make great BTE material when Cody puts them back in the battle royale for the next pay-per-view. Because they wanted a tag match and they're gonna lose it, and now they get put back in there. I think that's where it's going. So, what's up with the smoking thing?
I don't know.
It's funny though.
Darryl, do you know what's up with that?
When Beretta gets stressed and pulls out a cigarette.
No, I wish I could tell you. I just like the fact that Chucky T's always in a Sixers jersey.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Lost in the Midcard. Thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes and any of your favorite podcasting apps. What you got to do is search for Lost in the Midcard, hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way, typically every Wednesday. But if you subscribe, you know when we do it on a different day like this week when it comes at you on a Thursday. So hit that subscribe button. We're also on the YouTube, and the links to all that are on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Lost in the Midcard. Also on the Twitter at LITMC Podcast, where we also share a lot of the great tweets from the wrestling world. I am on the Twitter at JB Huskers. Matt is on the Twitter at Raw F Showtime. Darryl is on the Twitter at No One Like D. And before we ride off into that sunset, Darryl, what are your final thoughts?
Just looking forward to Double or Nothing, man. The hype is, ever since the Elite left Ring of Honor in New Japan, pretty much we wanted to know what was next. And, the build-up, from the press conferences to the being the Elite to the road to Double or Nothing, it's finally here. It's finally here, folks. So look forward to it.
Yes, sir.
Wrestling is real.
It's still real to me. Matt?
The saying gets thrown around a lot lately. You only get one chance to make a first impression, and Double or Nothing is going to be that impression. And I really hope, for AEW's sake, that their best foot is put forward on Saturday. At a $50 cost of a pay-per-view in 2019, if you don't deliver the goods, there's going to be a good chance there's going to be people that won't come back. So this pay-per-view needs to be everything and more, and I really hope that it is. We're gonna find out soon enough.
Yeah, it was the only downer of this whole build-up is the fact that I got to pay $50 for it. I'm like, in this era where I'm paying $10 a month for the network, which is amazing, and we'll probably get an all-elite network somewhere down the line, obviously with everything that they've got at their disposal. But that being said, that was the only thing that's really hampered my hype for this show. And Matt's already elevated it, and if it doesn't happen, he's an asshole. So, but
fuck you.
God damn, Punk Omega for your first championship match. Hey Vince, what do you think about that one, pal? For Darryl,
hey, the freaking Pac thing kind of hurt my enthusiasm too. I was just saying.
Yeah, that did too. That was a bummer because that build up was fun between those two guys, but yeah, well, at least they gave us that match free.
Yeah.
For Darryl, for Matt, this is Jeremy. Thank you for tuning in to Lost in the Midcard. We'll be back at you next week with our reaction to Double or Nothing. Have a good one.